Good morning. See this chipper smile on my face? We're going on a road trip today. It is bright and early. It's just past 4 o'clock. I'm showered. I've been awake a while. I'm chipper. I'm ready to go. Got my stuff here ready to pack. And we're going to Red Lake this morning. I've never been up there before. I've been hearing about this hot bite for almost 2 ice fishing seasons. And I finally was able to just get a day set aside to go up there. So that's what we're doing. We're taking a road trip. It's about a 3-hour drive from my house. We're gonna get there as the sun's coming up. We're gonna fish all day. We're gonna do a fish fry because we're gonna actually catch fish. I've made multiple attempts to get an episode out here for season 3. And maybe it's just meant to be to have our first episode of the season be a big one. And we'll make it a fish and cook episode. I got the homemade beer batter ready to go. I'll give you guys a recipe for that below. And we'll celebrate the ice fishing season out on a big lake that has lots of good walleyes in it and some big crappies. Hoping for some big crappies. So I got a drive ahead of me. I got to stay awake. Got my cold chocolate ready to go. Let's get season 3 off with a bang. You're watching The Ordinary Fisherman, and it starts right now. All right, look at that big wide lake. So I just finished getting some intel. I am on, I guess we'll call it the Hillman Road. Hillman's is one of the bait stores here in Waskish, Minnesota. I hope that's how you say it. I don't know. But give them a little shout out because they give me a little intel and it kind of confirms what I've been told by others that I know have fished this lake. So the quick plan is to drive about 4-ish miles in. It sounds like from the recent intel from Hillman's that seems to be where people are catching most of the fish. From there, we're gonna camp. We're gonna hopefully catch a few fish this morning that I can fish fry for lunch. I'm really excited about doing that and sharing that with you guys and making that a part of this video. So we're hopefully gonna have a big shebang for our first episode of season 3. It is right at sunrise. And I have literally all day. I could fish into the sunset a little bit if the bite is good. And so I'm really excited to see what Red Lake has to hold. Oh, one more thing before I forget. Please comment below. Look, I'm just an ordinary fisherman, just trying to get out and have some fun. I've been hearing about this bite on Red Lake. I know of Red Lake. I've heard about it my whole life. I've been wanting to come up here my whole life. I'm just excited to finally give it a go. So with that said, I'm still a newbie on this lake. And if you fished here before and you see something I could do better, by all means, let me know. Woo. All right, most of the hard work is done. Just need to get my lines in the water and the inside set up. Ta-da! I drove all the way down to the end of the road, which was about 5.5 miles. And most of the ice houses are away from the shore towards the center. And I'm kind of on the edge of those. These folks over here are the closest that I'm by. And it's easily a football field. So I have given myself space from what looks like the main area. The gal at Hillman said that they're catching them pretty well 4.5 miles out and further. And so that's kind of what prompted me to go out this far. And then other intel I got from my cousin and some other things I read online is to kind of see where everybody is and then be on the outskirts of them. So that's what I did. Woo! So I was on Facebook quite a bit, trying to gather intel and figure things out. And really when it comes down to it, the best advice I think anyone can get is keep it simple. Don't overthink it. Try to get the best bait or lures you can for the area. Trust the local intel and put your knowledge to work once you're on the ice or the water and see what happens. My whole goal, at least this morning, is to try to get 1 or 2 walleyes on the ice at least so that I have fish for my beer battered fish fry for lunch. Wow. Get that. There it is. It's kind of nice to be outside while I'm still warm. Supposed to be in the 20s, supposed to be a nice day. I might, I don't know, drill some holes around and hop a little bit if I get bored. Hopefully I won't get bored. Hopefully it's a good spot. It looks like it's virgin, right? It looks like nobody's fished here yet. We're about to find out. Let's get everything set up inside and get the lines in the water. Setting up the camera. Look at the steam coming off of me. It's that initial turn on the heat and the humidity shows up. We are set up. I've marked one fish, but I wasn't able to get my line found fast enough to try to get him. But we're gonna settle in here for a couple hours and hopefully have some fish to show for it. Oh, there's my first bite. Bobber was down. There's definitely a fish. And nothing. I got a catfish in here. Ooh, he's back. Oh! What do we got? Not the walleye I was looking for, but I'll tell ya, if these crappies keep me busy, in the meantime, I'm gonna be happy. Just for good measure, I'm gonna put him on the ice for the fish fry later, and hopefully I can complement it with a walleye and maybe do a walleye and crappie fish fry. Got a walleye down here. He wants it. What do you want to do there, buddy? That was fun. So I just changed lures. I put on like a paddle tail shinerish looking thing with a jig head, and like the moment I put it down there, I had a walleye up looking at it pretty aggressively. Yeah. My first Red Lake walleye. Wouldn't it be fun to catch it jigging? So I'm about 40 minutes into this. I've been so looking forward to this trip. I've been wanting to do this since last year. My cousin has been telling me all kinds of stories of all the fish that he's been catching, and I've just been like, man, I want to get up here so bad, and I just haven't been able to. You ever like get so excited for something that you don't need the alarm to go off in the morning to go? I mean, that was my morning. In fact, I set my alarm for 3:30, and I set it just for Friday, and today's Monday, so that means it wouldn't go off today. And my eyes popped wide open, and I was like, it's got to be about time to go. And I looked at my clock, and it was 3:37. I was like, yeah, well, internal clock telling you it's time. And off I went. I mean, I was raring. I'm all coffeeed up. I'm saving my appetite for the fish fry. Hopefully a walleye will cooperate and we can have the walleye crappie combo. Super duper exciting. All right, now let's get a hook set. Yes, yes, yes. What do we got? What do we got? Feels like a crappie. Don't lose at the hole. Come up the hole. Come on. Come on. Are you my first Red Lake walleye? Ah! Oh, it's a little 10-incher. But it's my first Red Lake walleye. And because the bite has been slow, I am going to keep him as my second fish for frying. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a second bobber in while I do that so I can keep fishing. But we are on the board with a walleye, finally. Ugh. They exist. The walleyes exist. That's the first walleye under the ice I've caught in a couple years, actually. I've been trying and not succeeding, or I would have made an episode out of it by now. So now I'm relieved and happy because we can really enjoy the afternoon with some beer battered fish fry and chips. Going for the fish and chips, baby. Yeah. I have been wanting to share this beer batter fish fry ever since I started this channel. And quite honestly, I didn't think it would end up being shared this way. I thought it was going to end up being at like the cabin or a bigger trip somewhere or a March trip on the ice. But this trip, it seemed very appropriate because of the nature. Just sitting out here all day and probably going to have a lull in the middle of the day, which is true so far. And if you caught fish in the morning, which thankfully I did, you're able to get lunch going. So, let me get my stuff out and ready here. Get my potatoes ready. Well, I should have set this up before I started the camera. Always got to have paper towels for your fry because there's going to be oil in a lot of places. Not quite everywhere, but in a lot of places. Okay. So we got our seasoning. Oh, can't forget your favorite beer for the beer batter. And oil. What did I do with the oil? Alright, we gotta pause. I have to go find the oil. Hopefully I brought it. And we're back. And the oil was in the car, thankfully. I like to use canola oil because it can take heat pretty well. And then I like to fry it around 370-ish. Anything in the 350 to 400 range is a good range for frying. You always want to make sure it's up to temperature before you put whatever you're frying in the frying pan. Might as well put it all in. Alright, we'll get it started. And once it's up to temperature, we'll start cooking. Alright, we're up to temperature. I like to put things in just before it gets to 400 because once you put things in, it cools off a little bit. We're going to do homemade chips. Do it right now. It's at the right temperature. And while they're cooking, I'll get the batter going. Yowzers! Holy smokes! It's overflowing. Alright, well that's cooking. That went right down to 350 after being at 400. So that tells you, you know, that initial put in there really does cool it off. Your favorite beer is all you need. Any kind of beer will work. I'm going to use a local favorite in this area. Castle Danger is a local brewery just north of Duluth, heading up the North Shore. And this is one of their most popular beers called the Castle Danger Cream Ale. Now I'm going to put the recipe for this beer batter down below. This is homemade. What I've learned when I tried to make my own beer batter is it's all in the baking powder. But you don't want so much baking powder that it hurts the flavor, but you do want some baking powder because if you ever have a fish fry where you have that really nice crust on your fish, it's almost certainly because of the baking powder. So I'll just tell you right now, I think the best ratio, and I could be wrong, but what I found for my mixing is 1 teaspoon of baking powder per 1 cup of flour. Seems to be the best ratio, and I like to mix it up so that it's kind of thick. That's about right. And you want to get your fish nice and dry, because what happens then is the fish batter sticks to the fish really well. So get your fish nice and clean and nice and dry. Yeah, a good beer batter typically has some paprika in it, some garlic salt, flour, and it's pretty simple actually. You'll see once you look down in the recipe. Where are we at with the chips here? These chips usually have to cook a little bit to get crispy all around. Boy, does that look good. Oh my goodness. That's almost done. Yeah, you gotta cook them good if you want to keep them crispy. otherwise they'll soften out. Now we're talking. So, I've got here what's called Nashville spice, and it's just a nice little extra little kick on the chips. I won't put it on my fish because the fish is good by itself, but I like that on my chips. Yeah, there's half of it. Okay, so what you do, normally I have the tongs for this, but you'll grab an end like this. You'll dip one side and another side, get it good and soaked. Oh yeah, look at that. And put it right in the oil. Do it again. Yeah. This right here is worth the trip. My mouth is salivating already. Yes. All right, let that cook for a good few minutes. Gotta try one of these chips. Oh. Yeah, buddy. That's a winner right there. I confess I saw Jay Siemens do that on one of his videos recently, and I thought, that looks so good and so easy. I'm going to do that the next time I do a fish fry. I'm so glad I did. And this Nashville spice. Great ad. All right. Unbelievable. This is working out so much better than I planned. Look at that plate. Yes. So I like to season it right away. So there is salt in this beer batter, but I've found that I think it's the baking powder kind of equalizes it out. So right after it comes out, when it's nice and hot, is the best time to put a little bit of extra seasoning on. This is everyone's favorite part, when we eat everything in front of you. I can tell you, that is so good. So good. So I encourage you all to take that homemade beer batter I've got down below in the description section. Tweak it if you want to, it's fine. I don't think it needs to be tweaked. And make yourself some beer battered fish. And do it with some chips. Or you could even take the beer batter with onions and make onion rings. Done that before. I mean, what isn't good with deep fried beer battered fish? All right, I'm gonna enjoy this now, and then we'll get back to fishing. Oh, that is so good. What do we got here? Got a walleye looking at it now. He missed it. He went for it and he missed it. That was exciting. When we come back, got him all riled up. Maybe he's looking at my minnow now. He missed it bad. Like, he definitely went to lunge for it, and it's like he kind of sideswiped and missed. I don't know what happened there. Fun to watch though. It was a good size walleye. I wish it would have caught him. When they've been here all day, I've had some lulls, the middle of the day especially. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, man. He definitely had it. He definitely took the bomber. Oh, I mean, maybe I found the winning combination for the evening. Call him in with the rattle trap and let him take the minnow. Maybe. Gotta get back down there. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, holy smokes. This is gonna be one of those big crappies. It's gonna be one of those big ones. He just came in and engulfed it. Yes. 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 Oh my gosh. Look at that crappie. Ah, I knew they were in here. I've been told they were in here. I never imagined I'd catch one, and I did. Oh, I've got goosebumps. I've got goosebumps. I might have found my next new favorite lure if I can get this out here. I've never really used this one before. It's a pink rattle trap. Holy smokes. I'm gonna turn on this one. Just a monster. Alright, it's never really super official, but give me a good idea. He's 13 and a half. 13 and a half. Yeah, it's a big toad. Holy smokes, like, look at how stout that, just wide and fat. That's a big one. Ooh, it's been a fun day. First time ever in Upper Red Lake. I am satisfied. I'm satisfied physically with that lunch, and I'm satisfied spiritually with the day I spent on the lake with the fish and with my God. I hope you all will take advantage of the beer batter that I'm sharing with y'all. It's been a staple in our family for over a decade, and it is very good. We love it. So we kicked off season 3 with a little bang. That crappie was worth the trip. Thanks for joining me today on my first outing on Red Lake. Don't forget to take a kid out with you the next time you go fishing. I'm Nathaniel, just your ordinary fisherman. God bless everybody, and tight lines. There we go. He went for my minnow and then he went for my jig. Please be walleye. I didn't see it on the camera that well. Oh, he came off. No! Oh, no! It's not fair. Oh, no. I mean, came, he hit it, and I missed it. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, no. Sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't.